Good morning, everybody. This is the first time I've ever done one earlier in the morning, so hopefully everyone's doing well. It is a Monday. Hopefully, you guys got enough sleep. I know that I am wide awake right now. Maybe I've got a little bit more energy than I normally do for a live because it's morning time and I'm not at an end of a long business day. So, looks like quite a few people are joining, which is awesome to see. I think this is actually the most I've ever seen. Maybe I need doing them in the morning. So let's see if we can get Brian on, and then we will go ahead and get started. Good morning.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I think I've actually got more energy right now than I normally do for live. So
I love that. I love that. Oh God, it's slipping around. How you do? Oh, I haven't had my coffee yet. I need that soon though.
yeah, it's a little bit earlier for you on that side of the world.
It's 7:01 a.m. 7:01.
Well, I appreciate you waking up and doing this with me. So
Sure, brother. Sure, of course. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to let you kind of introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are, and then we can just jump into a discussion.
Yeah, man. So, for those of you guys who don't know, my name is Brian. I'm from New Jersey originally, but I'm in LA now. I underwent my own personal fitness transformation. Quite a while ago, I was overweight for most of my life. Unhappy with my own skin, just not feeling comfortable with my own body, and I got to the point where I wanted to just kind of transform myself and take and just kind of evolve, as I like to say. And moved out to LA. I'm very fortunate, very blessed. I have a wonderful life right now, and I'm thankful every day. I get to help people reach their goals. I train, whether it's actors getting ready for movies or people, which I love to do because that way, let's say we help someone get ready for a film, a music video, a TV show, then they get their ideal body out to the world, and then people can see just how hard they work, so that can inspire more positive, more healthy living. So it's just feel very blessed. I love what I do, and yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So you said that at one point you were overweight and not happy with the way that you looked. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are in that situation. What would you say kind of sparked that I'm going to go and I'm going to do what I need to get into shape?
Sure. Well, do you want the professional answer, or do you want my fun personal answer?
You can go for the personal.
We'll go with the fun. Girls. Okay. Second. Professionally, no. In all honesty, I just was tired of waking up feeling not feeling like myself, not feeling like I was at my peak potential. I didn't like feeling overweight. I had trouble breathing. I just wanted to get to a point where I could feel like I want, again, I know it gets silly, but at the very beginning, I was like, I want to be able to go to the beach and not be afraid to take my shirt off. Simple things like that. That's what triggered me at first, but then it's evolved into just helping other people, and just I know how certain people, in a good way, had positive impacts on me when I was younger, and if I could help other people, by doing that, by being leading by example, then that's my goal.
Awesome. So when it comes to living out in LA,
Sure.
I've been out there a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we've got all the people that move there for acting, modeling, and
Yes.
all that fun stuff. How would you say that atmosphere is when it comes to like looking your best?
That's a really good question. I mean, it can. I mean, I try to keep it as I mean, everyone I work with has a great attitude, super positive, and just all that. But do I think that it can cause? I think that people need to just feel comfortable with themselves, and know that when they come here, that everyone has a look, everyone has a unique look, everyone has a unique ability, everyone is unique to themselves. So again, I don't want anyone to pretend to be someone that they're not. Again, that's kind of acting, I guess, when you think about it. But be true to yourself. Just like you are your own brand. I know that's what they like to say now. You are your own brand. So just just stay true to yourself. And, people will, the more authentic you are, the more positive, the more true to yourself, the more people are going to actually like you anyway, because they're going to realize that you're not, that you are genuine and authentic.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like in today's world, it's really, really hard not to compare yourself to other
It is
people.
100%.
I
100%.
think that social media makes it really easy for us to compare ourselves to thousands of people. When
Yeah,
it
it
comes
does.
to seeing people that are successful, a lot of times you see people that do have like that body that they're just shirtless all the time, and you see their numbers go up. What would you say to people that are kind of chasing fitness goals for that reason versus like being a little bit more comfortable in their own skin?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say this. So, and again, I'm not knocking anyone or anything. Everyone to each their own, and I really do believe that whatever works for you, God bless, as long as you're doing anything safely. But for a lot of the people out here who have certain physiques, let's just say, and I know some of them, let's just say they have some supplemental help. Because look, it is not in a certain way. My whole thing is I think you should be, again, I'm not faulting anyone, but I'm all about being all natural, because I just think that's be comfortable with who you are, and why try to change, why try to put something in your body that's not who you, that's taking you away from who you are. You're pretending to be someone. There are various just ways of looking at it. I have no moral objection to anything. I really don't, as long as anyone's safe and healthy. But I just, getting the attainable body, it's all about consistency. So it's not like when you see these programs online, like get lean in 6 weeks, or like get big biceps in 3 easy steps. Like, they're not bad videos at all, but the thing is, you have to take them for what they are, because everyone's body is different. My body and your body are different, man. So what I do may not work for you, or what you do may not work as well for me. It's just, that's why it's very hard to, you have to really be very specific in your programming, specific in what you do. I mean, you could give people advice, but you really, to get the best results, you really got to know, you got to work with someone first. You got to see how their body reacts to certain movements, how their body recovers. Because again, not everybody, every single body is absolutely different.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've noticed is there's a lot of people who have gone into their fitness journeys and have experienced success, and they jump so quickly into giving other people advice when
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand the science behind
Nope.
how their body got to where it is.
They
And
just know their body. They just know what works for their body.
yeah,
Yep.
and their advice doesn't do well when it comes to maybe teaching someone that doesn't have that same body type.
Absolutely. One, I see that more, so often.
So I know that just from the people that I've coached, life coaching wise, not physical fitness wise,
Sure,
I
sure.
know that a lot of people will seek to get that better body because they think that they will find happiness at the end of that road. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of person that I am always preaching to them they have to find happiness along the journey, because at the end of
100%.
it, you're going to be just as unhappy once you get what that, like your goal that you've set for yourself.
Exactly. I'm gonna just jump in because I know exactly where you're going with this, and I think this is an awesome question, and that's why I have my whole mentality that I preach on Instagram, that I have the Bangle mentality, and it's that when I transform my body personally, I'll start with the personal and then I'll move on to how it affects everyone else. But when I transform my body, I realized all the issues that I had, my doubts, insecurities, whatever, don't go away just because you look better. Those still stay up here. So that's why I ended up taking a more holistic approach to things. And I had to, because healthy body, healthy mind, there has never been anything truer than that. But you have to realize that you have to put just as much work into your I don't know if I'm saying this right, but your mental workouts, whether that's self-care, whether that's reading, whether that's therapy, whatever works for you. I mean, there's so many different I mean, literally, there's whatever works for you, but you're going to realize when you get your ideal body, if you don't address the same issues that you had inside or up here, it's not going to, you may just look a little bit better, but you're going to still be the same, have the same issue. So you got to really work on both. So while you are working on your physical body, you still have to work on your mental state as well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't look in the mirror or look at their lives and appreciate themselves.
Yeah.
They tear themselves down a lot. And that's kind of a habit that you do mentally. And a lot of people maybe be overweight at one point in their life and really just look in the mirror and just tear themselves down. And then they will get a trainer, they'll start going to the gym, they'll change their diet, but their mindset is still in the tearing themselves down. And it's crazy because a lot of people stare at people that are just like sculpted and they're like, I want to be like them. But I've actually coached more people in that situation with that look who have more insecurities than
Oh,
some people who don't have the body that you would put on a magazine cover.
100%. And there could be a variety of reasons for that. And I don't want to, but I don't want to play doctor right now or therapist because again, I am in no place to do that. But I think that again, those are certain examples of people who had these doubts, insecurities before. And again, no judgment here on anything, but they just didn't address them. They thought that getting ripped would be the end all. That would solve all their issues, and it did. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, look, does it help? Looking better. It's temporary. It's a temporary fix. And again, body just who someone wrote body just okay, yeah, but that's a real thing. Body dysmorphia. Or BDD, right? Yeah, body dysmorphic disorder. So what it is, I mean, again, I know a lot of people who have this, but there's certain people who, no matter how good they look, they just they're not going to think that they do look as good, or they're not, or some people might not think. Again, it may sound silly, but it's a real thing, and it really does affect people, and it's really sad. But people like sometimes will not be happy with certain parts of their body, or like they'll be stuck on like their left arm not being like in a weird shape or not. I mean, there's so many. I mean, like that's an interesting example, but it could be so many different types of things. So what we really got to do, and what I try to do, is I try to preach again self-love, all this stuff. The thing that I do stay on people for though is if someone, again, no, everyone should love who they are. But if someone is dramatically overweight, like 200-300 pounds, I'm gonna be tougher on them, because not because of any other reason except for health, because it's not healthy if your heart is working so much harder. So I want to make sure that we know what we're up against right now. So it's not about looking good in that point. It's just about health. And I think people need to understand that sometimes that sometimes when if we're tougher on certain people, it's got to be out of love, but it's got to be because we want to see you live long, have a successful life, have a family, work hard, achieve all your goals. And by being like 300 pounds overweight, you're right now on a path to shorten your lifespan, because your body can't handle that. Not that that's, again, you should still love your. I'm not saying anything about that, but it's a health concern. It's a medical concern.
Yeah, most definitely. So a lot of people, I think, struggle with finding time to add fitness into their lifestyle. I know that when it comes to people who train or are in the gym and work there, or people who that's their career is bodybuilding or stuff like that, how does someone fit it into like their life if their career doesn't already revolve around like the gym lifestyle?
Great question, and I get this one all the time. And again, it's all about consistency. 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. That's all it takes. I'm not even kidding. I mean, I started for this month of October. I started this October fitness challenge. I go live with my workouts. Me and one of the guys that I work with, great guy, for 30 days. We're not doing the 31 days because, Halloween. We don't want to be monsters. Enjoy the candy. Enjoy the candy on the 31st. I mean, I am. I'm gonna eat all those Reese's Pieces or all those Reese's Cups. I know that's my holiday right there. But so I do these Instagram lives, and some of them are 20, 22, 24, 26, 32 minutes, and I guarantee you, I am sweating more than I am at most of my workouts. And most people who reach out to me after, like, it's like, you just killed me in the best way possible. But you'd only need really 20 to 30 minutes. Just that's why I love circuit training, high intensity training, because you can knock it out real fast. Do it in the morning. You can literally get a great workout in 15 to 20 minutes. Whether it's, again, that's another reason I love jump roping. I'm a huge advocate for jump roping, because beside the fact that it increases bone density, it's a calorie cooker, 15 to 20 calories a minute. I can go on about all the scientific benefits of jump roping, but it's time efficient. It's cheap. You literally can do it anywhere you want. You can jump rope in the middle of Ralph's or a supermarket if you really want to. People may look at you, but I would do it. If it's a long line. But you can bring it anywhere. You're burning up to 20 calories a minute. So you do that. Look, what's 20 times 15? I was never very good at math. So whatever that is, that's a lot of calories to burn.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to fitness, they look for accountability partners or people to hold them accountable. Absolutely. How do you feel about accountability people?
So again, now I'm very fortunate that I have people that I work with, that I'm friends with, that motivate and inspire me, and I hopefully do the same for them. I like to think I do the same for them. But I guess when you get in a groove, I mean, it was really important at first, because I was nervous to go to the gym at first. I mean, I used to be like, oh, I don't think I belong here. I mean, everyone's so muscular, but then my friend would say, like, yeah, but they weren't always. That's why they go to the gym, because they look like that now. And I realized this or a while ago, but people at the gym are some of the nicest people, in my opinion, that I've met, because everyone knows that you're trying to improve yourself and work your ass off. Sorry, I can say that right. Towards a certain goal. Like, there's this mutual respect, this mutual understanding that we all are all there to better ourselves. So when you see like these big guys at the gym, you're like you may be afraid, like, oh my God, they look like they're so big and aggressive, and me, they're the nicest, they're the sweetest guys. Oh, they're great, because they know how much work it takes to put in, and if you're there, they will ask. Most people, I will say about 95% of people you meet at the gym will answer any of your questions, happy to help, because we're all there for a common cause. Yes, whoever said that, yes, it's a common cause. We're all suffering, working hard together. You know what I mean? Suffering, going through the motion together. We're all sweating together. So that's the one thing, again, I missed about COVID, though. I missed being in that community environment, because I'll be honest, my workouts aren't the same now that they were. I mean, I thrive on being around other people. I do. But I mean, you got to make the most of with what you got. So, but again, I think having someone that motivates and inspires you. It's like in anything. It's like a relationship. It's like dating, marriage, whatever it is. It's the same thing. You need to have someone who maybe that's not with you the entire time, but just that it motivates you, inspires you, that brings out the best version of you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that a lot of people get hung up with people that might not be good motivators. They call them an accountability partner. Maybe they're both on the same stage where they're just trying to start a fitness goal for themselves. Sure. And they feel like they have to attach themselves to this one person. And I've had people who ask me all the time to be their motivation. And as soon as like I fall through on something, like I've got plans, I can't do something with them, then it's like their entire fitness plan just kind of disappears, because the person that they were supposed to be motivating themselves with kind of disappeared for a day.
And I think people do that, again, not blaming anyone, to shift blame. So that way it's like, oh, but he wasn't free, I can't work out now. Is it in life, is it easier to blame yourself or blame someone else? Who's it easier to blame? Not, again, it's just a reality that's human nature. That's what humans do. It's like it's like when you're working out, you have certain muscles that your body will do movement compensations to get the movement done in the easiest way possible, as it would. So again, that's how we are in by nature in everyday life. We want to figure out usually just the best way to do something. Not maybe the best, but the easiest. And life, you can't go about it that way. You got to work. You got to grind it out. You got to work hard, because anything worth it is not going to come easy. But again, that's why everyone doesn't get to that point. I mean, I would love for everyone to get there, but life's hard. Life's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's hard for everyone. I mean, but as I always say, it's the only show we got in town. So it's either that, or it's really like, that's it. So I can either make the best of it, which I do, and I do every day, or just,
Awesome. So you brought up a good topic, which is kind of why I have been doing these lives and stuff with lots of different people from different backgrounds. But 2020 has been a crazy year. It has changed routines, and it's changed pretty much how we live life. And I find it every single day I learn a new thing that COVID is impacting in my life, whether it's the way I can contact people, the
Sure.
places I have to go, or
Sure.
the things I have to do to get things done. What are some things that you've had to change about your working out and fitness goals during 2020 with this pandemic?
Seeing less people in person. I mean, I've been having to do more stuff online, which is fine. Which again, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, and I love what I do. And any way that I can get my message out and help people is honestly awesome. But I love human interaction. I mean, again, it's called personal training. The first word is personal. So I mean, it is. So I mean, I like being around people. I like being with people, being in the same room as people. But again, there's certain people that we still do it. We take all the proper precautions. I mean, we are very safe when we do it. But again, I don't do that with everyone anymore, and that it's sad because I love seeing people in person. I mean, because when you're doing Zoom or whatever, you're not getting the same effect in terms of like the connection. Like you're not with someone, you're not feeling their energy. If that makes sense, if you're not with around them, you don't have their energy necessarily, because that's just tough for it to come across. It's still better than nothing. But again, it's just I thrive on people's in-person energy, and right now it's not as great. But again, hopefully things are going to get better. I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know I don't know what's true in the news anymore, to be honest. I don't even know I don't know. I really don't know. I get different reports like every hour. I get a beep on my phone that says it's this. I'm like, okay, I need to like meet a doctor, and I'm gonna have them tell me. So someone's gonna tell me, because I'm very confused right now. No, but how it else affected me? It's affected me in terms of social aspects. I mean, I can't see as many of my friends. I know those are like first world problems, but again, it's still we're humans. We're social creatures. I mean, we love hanging out with our friends, and I've been seeing them in a limited capacity. But I've been using this time to be a lot more introspective, to read so much. I've been reading like a madman, like reading and like things that I would never normally read, just everything. Like I'm reading books on history. I'm reading some like Victorian literature from like old Victorian. I read a couple books on politics. I'm reading one on literally just what's it called? What am I thinking? Oh my God, chemistry. I'm reading a chemistry book. Like my high school teacher would be so proud of me. Tell me in 10th grade I'm reading a book about chemistry and I'm 25, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But you know what I mean? My point is this: I'm trying to use it and try to educate myself and learn all sorts of new things. So I'm trying to find the best at everything. But it has affected me in more of the social aspect, being around people for work and personal life. Fortunately, God, thank you. No one I know has perished at the hands of this disease, so I'm very fortunate, and I thank my lucky stars every day. I know people who were quite sick, but they got through it. So again, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I definitely think that when it comes to this pandemic, we've got to change our mindsets to what are the things that we can do, what are the things we have control over. And it sounds like you've used some of that time that you might have used for like social interactions before, and you've kind of made it productive by reading, which is an amazing thing to do.
Absolutely.
I am a book person, so
Okay.
when Barnes and Noble shut down, I was a little disappointed. But
Any recommendations? I need more material. Just
I can send you tons.
Shoot it over. Send me whatever.
Right now, I'm reading a book by Jay Shetty, who is a life coach.
Oh, what's it called?
Life of a Monk.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to read. People told me it's incredible.
It's crazy because like I've been doing life coaching for a while. I've read books by 100 different life coaches, and it's crazy how in sync I am with his teachings and the way that he sees the world. It's nice to find someone, because a lot of life coaching books have been written years ago, And when they start to talk about the flip phone, or there was some like the
you lose the effect.
yeah, there was one guy that was talking about like Abraham Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt, and I'm like, okay, that's not really comparable to today's times. Like, I want to hear someone talking about
Great
how
beards.
social media is
Both had great beards,
distracting.
though. What phenomenal.
Like, it's amazing. He went and became a monk, and then he left and came back to kind of teach what he learned to the world. And being that he is also a YouTuber, I can relate to him on that level. And I just love what he does. I've been following him for a really long time, so I was super excited when his book finally did come out. But I think that there's a lot of different people out there, like myself included, who have struggled with things in their past, and they are unable to get out of that mindset. I've worked really hard to change my mindset. That's something that I've worked on myself. I think a lot of people assume that because someone's a life coach, because someone becomes popular on the internet, or becomes someone who is now teaching people physical fitness, that we don't struggle with our own demons. What are some things that you still kind of struggle with your fitness, that maybe allow people to see that you're still on a journey and not at like the end point?
I mean, I struggle every day with my workouts, and that's the point. Whenever something gets easier, you got to make it harder right away. So every time, I might use a basic example here, but let's say I master a push-up. There are a lot of ways I can make that real hard, whether I want to go into Superman formation, whether you want to do, I mean, there's so many different things. So it's all about making it harder for yourself. So if you're doing it right, you want to challenge yourself every day. So right when you get, and this isn't anything, right when you get comfortable, get uncomfortable. Because that's the only way you're going to grow. Because if you get comfortable and you stay comfortable, there's no evolution happening. But if you get comfortable and you go to an unstable environment, or just this time, or this thing that's going to make you uncomfortable, that's the only way you're going to improve and get better. So every day I struggle throughout my workouts, because that's the goal. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. I mean, there are days that are easier than others, sure. But there's never I don't do workouts anymore that are like, oh, well, that was easy. Because I mean, again, any movement is good. So if you're moving, you're walking, that's great. But I'm very competitive with myself, not with other people necessarily. I'm not competitive at all with anyone else, but I'm very competitive with myself, because I want to push people.
Awesome. Yeah, I see people, it's think like a monk instead of live like a monk. So people corrected me there. So anyone who's looking for that book, go for it. So when it comes to the mentality that once upon a time you weren't okay with the way that your body looked, do you have moments where that person still like exists within inside of you?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that never goes away. I mean, it's a part of you. You went through it. I mean, it doesn't go away. It's all about just again, moving forward every day, not looking back. Just keep taking a step forward every single day, because looking back isn't going to change anything. And one of my favorite quotes, I'll say this, okay? One of my favorite quotes ever is, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. And that's what I'll say on that.
I like that. So when it comes to people working out, we kind of talked about how everyone's kind of got a different body type.
Sure.
I've always told people, because I personally don't enjoy weightlifting, stuff like that is not.
I mean, lifting. Wait. You're telling me lifting heavy things isn't fun?
I don't enjoy it. There's other ways that I do it. I've heard people say they don't love cardio; it's their least favorite thing. I personally love cardio, so something for me.
So do I, brother. I prefer cardio to weightlifting any day of the week. So I'm with you.
So when it comes to people getting into fitness, I personally think that it's important to try a large group of different things. So if someone's not really into the cardio, or someone's not really into weightlifting, like what are some other options that you would suggest for people to kind of get into? I see someone listed swimming there.
Oh, swimming's great. Again, my whole thing is this: move, whether it's walking outside. I mean, anytime your body's moving, it's good. You know what I mean? Anytime you're active, you're not sitting down. That's the best way to do it. I mean, go walk for 20 minutes. Go walk your dog. Uh, Hike. I mean, again, in Los Angeles, hiking is really big, but again, it's just really hard walking because it's like you're going an incline. But anytime you're moving your body, that's if you want to jump rope, if you want to go do some jumping jacks, whatever it is, just get your body moving. Walk instead of going to do your errands. Walk to the store. Just walk. You know, like at little things. Take the stairs. Don't take the elevator. Like there are little things that you can do that are going to help.
Yeah, when I went to college in West Virginia, there was a gym on the very top floor and a set of steps that went up to it, but there was an elevator, and I was always surprised at how many people took the elevator to the gym. And I was just like, but that kind of, aren't you going to the gym? Like the stairs would be a great warm up. I think that the stairs were a warm up for me.
Agreed. The elevator is good on the way after the workout. You earned it. You have a good workout. You earn the elevator. Okay. No, but yes, I completely get it.
Yeah, so a lot of the things that I do fitness wise, because I do live in a more rural area, I'm outdoors all the time. So
Good.
for me, I'm hiking, which we have tons of mountains here. I do kayaking for like the upper body just because
Amazing.
I don't think it's the lifting weights, like the heavy part that I don't like. I just don't like standing in one spot.
I understand that. I get
I'm a
that.
forward moving person, so I enjoy like
You're
going
very
down a
positive.
river.
You're upbeat, which does not surprise me in a good way. So
Yeah, so I think that a lot of people have a lot of goals in their life when it comes to being healthy. What are some other things other than just like the physical aspects that people should pay attention to when trying to achieve their goals? Because I know that if you only focus on the physical aspect of it, it can run a very short course when it comes to achieving your fitness goals.
absolutely. So my whole thing is that I want to. Again, that's what I talked about. Using in my words, just a mental gym as well. Because like again, there's so much more to it than just your physical working out. But it teaches you discipline. It teaches you consistency, accountability with yourself. And that's again the reason like I got into boxing. Boxing is my main source of working out. It's I've been getting back into it, but the last few months I've been hurt, so I haven't been able to do it at full capacity. But which has been sad. But again, the reason I love boxing or martial arts is because it instills the sense of discipline, the sense of being firm with yourself, but again, being humble. Because any day, that's why I love boxing or any sort of martial art. Because any day, anyone can win. Any single person, doesn't matter if you're the best in the world or you're just good. Any day, anything can happen. So that's why you got to be humble because anyone could put you on your ass any day of the week. But that's what I love about it because there's this, and again, in this community of this martial arts community, which I'm a part of, everyone is so humble, and everyone knows that one day or another they're going to be on the mat, and that's what I love about it. That's why I love martial arts because it showed me the sense of discipline, the sense of accountability with myself, the sense of being humble, and yeah.
Awesome. The funny thing is, you talk about when you go to the gym, when you meet other people and the group of people that you surround yourself with martial arts, that you see them as like really humble people. It's interesting because a lot of people who aren't there, they're not in the right mindset. They're maybe envious or jealous or don't think that it's obtainable for them. A lot of them say that these people are like meatheads or all they care about is themselves. And the interesting thing is that seems to be the limiting belief or mindset that people have that usually shut them off from getting to
Absolutely.
know these people.
And I found it to be the exact opposite. I mean, to be honest, because people have this perception, whether it's because of what they see on TV, what they say, regardless, whether they see, like, if they're watching a TV show on the CW and they see like the good-looking, buff football player is the bully, I mean, like, sure, maybe that's the true in real life, but that doesn't mean every buff guy is a bully. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt on this. I always give people the benefit. So, I mean, I know some people are, again, I always assume people are good and then whatever happens, but there are people I know who like assume people are bad and then you have to prove that you're good to them. I always assume that people are I like to believe people are inherently good. I like to, because if I don't, it's going to make me sad. So it's, you know, I believe that people are inherently good. So I always go in with that mindset whenever I'm meeting someone new or whatever.
Yeah, I see someone said projecting their own insecurities. I think they're also projecting their own judgment.
Of course.
So they're assuming that because they're being judgmental, that
Sure.
that the people on the other side would be doing the same, which is crazy because a lot of times that's the weapon that we end up stabbing ourselves with because we assume
Mhm.
that other people think the way that we might think.
And you never want to assume anything in life, because you know what happens when you assume? You know what I'm going to say? You make an ass out of you and me. That's why. That's what I
Yeah,
love to say. You never assume. You never assume. Assumption's just gonna get you nowhere. You gotta just yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
I'm
assume positive intent. Yes. Mark.
I'm the type of person that I fully like. I'm right there with you. I give everyone a 100%. I trust them until they prove otherwise. I just feel like that's the positive mindset to go with. If you go into it with a everyone's got to prove themselves, then
You're
you're
never happy.
a lot of good people don't like people like that in their lives because they're just going to continue being good and they don't feel like they need to prove themselves to you every single time.
Absolutely. And who are you? Not who are you, but who are we? Who are you? Who are I to have this moral I mean, we're people just like everyone else. I mean, what makes my standards better than anyone else or anyone else's? That's why you put everyone on, give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I mean, like, just because someone does something the way you might not do it doesn't make it wrong. It's just the way you wouldn't do it. But again, who are you to be this almighty moral judge of authority? You know what I mean? Of course, I mean, some things are bad, some things are good, like we know that. But I'm talking about just on a general basis.
Yeah. So one thing that I've noticed in a lot of people are when people have the mindset and are able to push themselves to continue on their fitness journey and not stop, a lot of times that also moves over into other aspects of their life, whether it's starting their own business, whether it's like progressing in their career path that they're already in, relationship wise. A lot of times if you've got the mindset, I think there's a lot of people out there that go into fitness for the wrong reasons, and that might not translate well into the rest. But I think that the mindset that you're talking about, have you seen that kind of move into other places in your life where maybe you were struggling before?
Um, Trying to think. I thought we were struggling before. I honestly, I don't know if I have an answer to that. I don't know. Just elaborate. What do you mean by that? Give me like more, just so I can go off more.
So before, like you were starting to push yourself, were there any aspects in your life that you were kind of also struggling with that became easier once you kind of said,
Oh,
"Hey,
in
I can
terms of
push
that,
myself in fitness"?
again, yeah, I guess it's just, again, that's what goes back to that sense of discipline that I said, just about that hard work and determination that applies to my everyday life. So it could be in anything, whether it could be as simple as getting through a book. I mean, it could be in anything. You know what I mean? It's just about finishing what you start.
Yeah, I that's one thing that I've noticed a lot of people that I work with, they've got the mindset of let's create all these goals, but they don't have the mindset of let's complete all of these
Yeah,
goals.
exactly.
And it's definitely a mindset. And I've seen a lot of people become very successful in things once they've learned how to actually take action. So you said that your main reason because you just wanted, you said girls at first, then
Oh,
you said being able to take your shirt off and just not feel like the world is just staring at you or you feel insecure. Um, when it comes to other aspects of your like life, what other types of things do you do other than just the fitness?
I make sure that, again, I do a lot. I volunteer. I do as much volunteer. I mean, again, it's been tough because of COVID and stuff. But I I spend a lot of time outdoors. I spend a lot of time with my friends. I was thinking of how, again, if how I can if I'm seeing someone having a bad day, it's automatic. I don't even care if I know the person. I don't even care if they're a friend of mine or whatever. But I would like to be some sort of bright source to them, and to make it seem like nothing's that bad. Like I was at Starbucks the other day. I'm not speaking up for myself, but there was a person in line who just looked. They look. It didn't take a lot to say they weren't in a good mood. So I paid for their cup of coffee. And they put a smile on their like. If I can do little things like that, God bless. Because I mean, that's the way I try to live my life. Again, I want to be an example for people. I want people to see that people are inherently good, that we are good people. That contrary to what you may see on TV, in the news, whatever, that we are good as a people.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there like you that do stuff like that, and it's just very natural to you, to where you almost don't realize that that is something that some people don't do. You just, it's so natural to you to just
Yeah.
do good for other people, that when people ask you kind of your mindset, it's almost hard to explain.
No, yeah, and that's one of my friends actually said to me the other day. It's funny you said that because I was at a store, and I bought my friend something. She, I wish I had her on here because she would tell you the story. It was funny, but I knew or not even I knew. I thought she would like this. Just thought it wasn't something major. It couldn't have cost me more than $30-$40. And I bought it and I gave it to her, and she was like shook. She's like, no one ever does that for them. Like I didn't think anything of it. Not because of like saying I'm this amazing human being, but I saw something, and I always think of. I mean, that's how I was raised. That's how I guess you can thank my mom and dad for that. But I saw something. I'm like, you know what? She's really gonna like this. I'm gonna get this for her. And it wasn't like, and then people are like, oh, are you trying to sleep with her, or whatever? No, she's a friend of mine. If I could put a smile on someone's face, again, that's the way I go through my life. So
Yeah, I definitely think that that's something, like when I work with clients, a lot of times the people who are struggling the most, when I ask them about stuff that they've done for other people, the list is usually non-existent or really small, if and hard to come by if they have to sit there and think about it for a while. And it's crazy because when it comes to my ability to kind of find people out there that are similar in that mindset, I'm pretty good at finding the people. And what I've been doing here recently with the lives is I've just been trying to gather those people, and I want to share those people with the world, because I think that those people, even like in the really negative, dark times that we are going through in 2020, whatever it may be, whether it's politics, whether it's the
sure,
pandemic, whether
sure,
it's the movements that are going on, I think that those people are still trying really hard to add that light to the world.
sure.
And I think a lot of people forget that it's not the easiest to be the light every single day. It's not the easiest to continue being positive when you do see so much negative. You were saying that you don't even know what to believe in the news anymore.
I
That
don't. You turn to any of these news stations, you get completely different information. You could hear dogs bark, and then you go hear like this. No, dogs are neighing now. Like, like horses or whatever. Like, I don't even know. I mean, that's a drastic example, but it's like that sometimes.
yeah, I think that right now the biggest focus that everyone needs to be focusing on is just spreading that positivity. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of people look at someone like me or someone like you that has a little bit bigger of a following, or are actually doing careers within helping each other. I think people forget that every single person, like you were saying with the Starbucks, that is something that anyone can do at any point. And honestly, when it comes to helping other people, like, there is a happiness in it. And I think that the more it becomes habit for anyone, I think that people start to realize that that's actually a great way to boost your own mentality. And I think that it's a great way to move through life, because it's not only brightening someone else's day, it's actually in turn helping you love yourself and feel like you're doing something good for the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think that a lot of people forget they have power to do stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of reaching out to people who are lights and people who inspire me personally, and just
Right.
reminding them that, hey, I know you're watching what I'm doing, and I want you to know that you're a big part of why I'm able to go out there and do this. And let's see. Well, someone wrote a really long question there. But what are some things that you think that you've done in your life that like kind of gravitate and pull those positive people into your life? Because I definitely think that our actions do bring into our lives and into our environment the right type of people.
Absolutely. So I think that, again, leading with kindness. I mean, if I could get a if I could get a tattoo right on my palm that says just love everyone, I would. I mean, but hand tattoos fade over time, so that's the reason. I have a couple tattoos, but the reason I won't get one here is because it's not, apparently it's one of the spots that fade, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Just reach out, extend love with every interaction you have, because look, someone's being mean to you, someone's being hostile. It's not a reflection on you. It's usually a reflection on them. I mean, I saw this movie. It was a goofy movie. I watched it last night actually on Netflix. Called it's the new Adam Sandler movie on Netflix. Hubie's Halloween or something, something like that. And again, the character, everyone makes fun of this guy who's like this older guy who's like this Halloween patrol. I know it's a silly movie, but at the end of the movie, you find out why these people are being mean to him, and they were almost jealous of him. And it wasn't anything that he was doing in personally. It was more that he was this example of, and that's why they hated him, because they didn't like the fact that this. But again, you have to just, and I think that whenever that's the case, but he kept, this character kept showing kindness and everything to everyone, and he ended up saving all their lives at the end. So sorry for the spoiler, but you know, but I don't. It's a Netflix original. It's fine. I love Adam Sandler. It's an Adam Sandler Netflix original. Like it's all right. It's not winning any Academy Awards. But again, my point is, it was a good message. You know what I mean? It was a good message and I like that, because it was, even though this guy who did go through all this stuff was still able to put his morality in front and help people in the end, even if they weren't even being kind to him, because
Yeah.
that's the kind of person he was.
So one big thing that's like happening in the world that I'm seeing is people, there's a lot of people with different views when it comes to anything in today's world. Uh, so it almost seems like people expect everyone around them to share every single view that they do,
Of
or they
course,
don't want them
sure,
in their life,
agreed.
which unfortunately that would mean we're all standing alone, because we've all come from different backgrounds. Like,
Of
you're in
course.
LA, so of course you've got a background from being from New Jersey, so your aspect's a little different than someone who lives in LA. What are some ways that you kind of navigate through people's differences? Because I'm assuming that you're the type of person that can be friends with someone who thinks differently than you.
I can, or I can't do it. I can.
You can.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I have so many friends who think are on so many different sides of everything. Look, I don't judge. I believe that everyone, you know, if you can give me a reason, look, I don't even care about the reason. Just as long as if you're treating people with respect, kind, you're a good friend, that's fine. I mean, look, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. That's what makes America great. They attribute this quote to Voltaire. I don't, but they said they don't know if he said it. I just think they attribute. But they say, I may not agree with what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. So, and again, I think that's a really important thing, because that's what makes us in America, where we're in this land of the free. It's again, if you don't agree with someone, that's okay. Just, it doesn't mean that you have to not be friends with them. I mean, in my case, that almost makes it worse, because then you're almost being, you're stooping down to a level even below that person. But look, there are plenty of friends that we have different beliefs on various topics, anything from and literally just to the smallest things in life. So and we're still best friends, and we're still really close, and that doesn't change anything, change the way I feel about them. And that's what I think is happening right now. And I think we need to do a lot more of that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people post, like, if you don't agree with this, unfollow me. I'm like, look, that's not being productive. That's just not being productive. I'm not, look, I get the frustration. I get it. I do. But how is that helping? It's all it is it's fueling. You're putting more oil in the fire. It's not helping. It's not helping. I'm not saying it's not justified, but it's not helping. It's almost like, if you don't agree with me, send me a message. Let's chat, figure out why. Maybe let's get coffee. Right? That's a lot more productive than saying unfollow me. Because that way, then you just start following and unfollowing people who just have your same beliefs, and then you're not opening yourself up to hearing the other side. So, and again, this could be about various issues, about sports. It could be whatever. It's not only politics. It could be anything. It could be if you like green apples or envy apples, or if you like purple or green grapes. I mean, it could be whatever.
Yeah, most definitely. So when it comes to like inspiring people in your life, is there any like people that you would consider a role model?
I mean, I'm always going to say my mom and dad, because I have awesome parents. So I'd say definitely my mom and my dad. Dana and Howard, two legends. But they made me who I am today. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be pursuing what I love. I wouldn't be the man I am today without them and their constant love, support, and guidance the whole time. But if we're talking about someone in that I don't know, I would easy say Sylvester Stallone, because of what he did with Rocky. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but like the story, what he did, what it took to make Rocky, and how he could have sold the movie. He was basically homeless apparently when he was writing part of it, but he could have sold the movie. They don't want him to be in it, and then he said, "I'm not selling this unless I'm starring in it." So the fact that he believed in himself till the end. Imagine being on in your most desperate time and still having the courage to believe in yourself right then and there.
Yeah, most definitely. That's
So I say mom, dad, and good old Sylvester Stallone.
perfect. So we are getting close to the end of the
Sure.
hour. Is there anything else that you would like to throw out there? Oh, excuse me, for words of advice or encouragement for people that are kind of looking for that positivity or motivation to move forward in life in any aspect?
And again, I'm going to say the same quote I said to you before, because I think it's one of the best things. And again, I don't remember who says it or where I read it, but again, I'll say it again. Every saint has a past. So every perfect person you think, there's a past that got them to where they are. And every sinner, someone who sinned, they have a future. So the game's not over yet. So that's all I'll say on that. But I think it says it so perfectly well. So I don't think there's anything that I need to even say more on that. I want you to interpret that quote for how it affects you, but just think about it, write it down, think about it, and let me know what you think, because I think it's very applicable to all of us.
Yeah, I think that social media and this pandemic has made it really easy for us to lose connection
Sure.
with other people. I think that we have gotten to know people on very shallow levels and
Mm-hmm.
made judgment calls very quickly.
Absolutely.
What you were saying before is like you've got like those connections with your friends and you have different views, but you still love them for who they are. And I think the power behind that is you've got to know someone deeper than that quick title that you can slap on them. And like right now with politics, you can say Trump supporter, Biden supporter, and instantly hate whichever side is opposite of your own personal views. But when you start to ask questions, like you were saying, instead of posting something saying, unfollow me because we have this one different view, a lot of times I've noticed that people have very similar views once you start asking questions
Sure.
instead of just assuming the stereotype behind a different opinion. So even when it comes to fitness people, we were talking about how it's very important not to stereotype. So we watch movies and you stereotype people who work out have muscles as the bully or someone who just kind of throws you down
Sure.
to the ground. But just from talking with you, like we know that that's not true.
No,
And
not even at all. I mean, some of the nicest. Again, I'll say it again. Some of the nicest people are are that are at the gym that I meet.
yeah, and I mean, you said it throughout the talk as well. Just like those people are the people that are going to have the information that you need. You want to be able to walk up and talk to those people. I've personally found that the people on hiking trails and when we go kayaking, those are usually some of the nicest people that I've ever met.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I think that it's really important to surround yourself with people who are going in the direction that you want to go in life. A lot of people have a lot of friend circles that maybe they've got friends that aren't really going in the direction they want to go. And it's scary to think about letting them go. You don't have to cut those types of people completely out of your life, but I would definitely suggest the closer circle of friends. You want those people to be the people that are going to push you forward and move you towards your goals.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate this talk. I think that a lot of people got a lot from it. I really appreciate you being up at that hour and jumping on a live.
Sure,
I
man.
was up at 6 this morning getting ready for work, and I was just like, this, I would not want to be on camera right now.
It's all good. I try to stay camera ready all the time. But yeah, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man. This was really fun. This was awesome. And if anyone ever has any fitness questions, advice, just feel free to shoot me a message. I try to respond to all of them. If I do not respond, I missed it, and just shoot me another one again, because I just stay on me, because I get a lot of messages. So I will respond though, just because I do want to help. Will answer any questions you guys got. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. When it comes to trying to respond to everyone, I try to do it. Just remember that
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, there's only a few hours in the day when it comes to getting stuff done. And like
True.
we were saying, we've got goals for ourselves. We can't just sit at home all day answering questions, but we're definitely the type of people that want to help. We are the type of people that know that the good has to keep going out, but just know that if it's not responded to right away, that doesn't mean that we're ignoring you, or that we are choosing to talk to other people and not you. I know my inbox recently has been filling up to the point where it's so hard to answer.
I can't. It's me. And the problem is, when you get intimidated by it, then it just piles up even more. I try my best, guys. So if anyone does comment on my stuff, I try my best to respond to everything. But if I do, it's not personal on any level. It's a lack of time. It's a lack of time. But know that I do love every single one of you. So that's all I'll say on that.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you. I know that your day is just starting. I've got tons of fun meetings to get started into. So
yeah,
I really
I'm about to jet out. I got my first appointment in about 25 minutes. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and hopefully we can do something like this again in the future.
Absolutely, brother. Stay well, man. Stay safe, and I hope you, your family, your friends are all staying safe during this year that we're in.
This tidal wave.
whatever it is. Thanks, brother.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You too, brother. Bye. Bye.